Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of I Was Thinking. I am Simone, Simmy J, the Simster.
Wow.
And delirious.
I'm Macy. I don't have anything else to add to that.
You know, it was just a spur of the moment, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, Simone, this is why you don't go out. This is why. God, I'm so awkward. Welcome back, guys. I don't know why I did that.
That's a lot. I'm impressed that you were able to come up with that many, words.
It literally just, as soon as I was doing the intro, it's like, my brain was like, don't do this. But then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know where to go from there. Yes, we're back. And we are doing another episode of Guess Our Favorite Song. And it's actually going to be our last one of 2021, Macy.
Oh, sad day.
I know. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Honestly, this is my favorite thing that we do. So, I guess it's just new year. We have a whole another year to look forward to doing more games with.
And a whole bunch of more artists to do them with, so.
Right. We certainly have no shortage of music that we can explore.
No, not at all.
So, speaking of exploring.
Are we gonna just stick to K-pop, or you think we're gonna expand if we keep doing this?
I'm down for whatever, but there's just so much. K-pop is kind of I feel like it's easier to play this game with on some level.
Right.
But I am down for whatever, so.
Yes. So I thought, it's going to be our last one of the year. Why not change it up a little bit? So we're going to end this game in the year 2021 with the notorious group 21. Second gen girl group. One of the most popular girl groups of that time. And I think pretty much now, if you were a second generation K-pop fan, you're either a fan of 21 or you knew of 21. I'm just going to say this now, doing this because I feel like I've talked about this before, but I am a huge CL fan. If I got into K-pop early and listened to 21, she definitely would have been my bias. So I wanted to find a way to talk about her album that came out in October, which is Alpha. But I figured if you're going to talk about CL, you definitely need to talk about, how she got her start. So what better way to do that than talk about the group? Because even to this day, she still reps 21. I think all of the women are still very close with each other. They always talking about how they want to come back as a group now and make either a song or two for the fans. I know it's hard. And I don't know if the name 21 is under YG, so that's why it's hard. But still, she still to this day will sometimes even say she's still CL from 21. So this group is obviously really personal to her and close to her, and she loves them.
Well, that's cool.
That's what we're going to be doing. We usually do a small banter of how we're doing, but I wrote a lot of notes, so we're not going to do that much. Just know I'm still exhausted and hate my job. That's pretty much it. Nothing has changed. I'm just tired, overworked, and I hate my job. What about you, Macy, in 3 short words?
I'm also tired, but I do like my job.
Okay, that's good.
That's about it.
That's good. Okay, so let's get into 21. But first, Macy, do you know a lot, before I get into it, do you know a lot about 21? Tell me about your experience of the group, just the name, any of the members.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about them. I do know CL. I like her. I had not listened to this album of hers yet until we decided that we were going to do this, but I really like it. But I don't know any of the other girls' names. I don't even really know what they look like. When I was going through listening to songs, I literally think I've heard 2 of them before. So this was a whole new experience for me. I don't really know very many second gen groups in general, because that's not when I got into it. And I don't know if this would be one of the groups I would have listened to if it had. But definitely
keeping it real is fine.
New genre of music for me. Not particularly one that I enjoy, but I gave it a chance because I'm willing to listen to anything. So, and it could grow on me. But, I don't know anything about them. So I'm excited to learn about them. At least learn their names and what they're about. So
I feel like if I say a couple of these names, you'll know the names. At least one other you might.
I think Yeah, is one of them starts with an M, right? Like Mitzi or something.
Minzy?
What's her
No.
name?
You're thinking of G Idol. There is a girl
No,
in G Idol named Minnie. There is a girl in 21 named Minzy.
Minzy. I knew it started with an M. I just wasn't sure.
And you've never heard of Park Bom?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so you have. The only one you might
Yeah.
not have is Dara, maybe. But you at least know of the other two.
I suppose, but I don't know if I would know their faces if I saw them like randomly on social media.
If you see Bohm,
except for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it more when we get like actually talking about them.
Yeah, I do know what she looks like. And of course I know what CL looks like. But
yeah.
If you could show me the others, and I would have no idea.
Well, especially, I didn't, when we were doing this, I just listened to the songs. I didn't watch any of the music videos. So honestly, besides CL, I don't think I would have known who was who either until I took the time, like, okay, this one is this one. And of course, when I do my research, it shows pictures of them, but still sometimes, like, I don't have the best memory, so I have to see them a couple times. Like, it took me a while to know who was who with, like, BTS and, like, all that.
Even
so
just straight up pictures, like, people can look, I can look at a picture of myself, like 3 different pictures of myself, and I look different. So, like,
I look the same. My face doesn't change. I still have a baby face, and like I feel like if you look at a picture of me as a child and you look at a picture of me now, like, oh, you're like, yeah, that's you, Simone.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily mean like aging. I just mean like you can take a picture in a certain angle and a certain light and you can look different. So like a picture of an idol isn't as good for me as like a video of them, because then I can see them from like multiple angles and their mannerisms, and that's how I really solidify who's who rather than a picture.
Especially like with
K-pop idols. Yeah, it can be the makeup, the outfit, the hairstyle. Like it can be kind of crazy. So I need to like see their facial features in action. That makes sense. That sounds kind of weird, but
no, that's understandable. But yeah, like we keep saying, 21 is a second generation, well, what they call like second generation group. So like when they were around, the music was definitely very, very, very different. So we were kind of like throwing it back a little bit, very heavy on the techno.
A lot of techno, a lot of auto-tune, a lot of repetitiveness.
Yes, because that's when it was very popular back then. So, especially like the early 2010s and late 2000s. Right. So,
see, when I was like that age and was like in the 2000s, I pretty much only listened to like alternative music because that's what my mom listened to. So, most of it was like, you know, kind of more somber, kind of more emotional, real instruments, you know, like no, hardly any techno. So this is very different.
Oh no. So see, and I'm the opposite of you. And like, this is what I was listening to. Cause you know, like I said, I was very heavy into like the Black Eyed Peas, T-Pain, you know, I think Pitbull was popular around that time. Flo Rida.
Yeah, I knew all those songs because of my friends and what they were playing on the radio and stuff. But I don't think I would have gone out of my way to listen to that stuff. So I like it more now because it feels nostalgic on some level. But I do not think this would be the kind of music that I listened to then, for sure.
I get it. I definitely would have, but like now as I'm older, it was interesting going back and listening to like these songs as I'm older now and be like, you know, vocal arrangements were different. Definitely the auto-tune was so different back then.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, listening to this music gave me a headache. Not necessarily because I think it's bad, it's just like the sound of it and the repetitiveness of it gave me a headache. But I can appreciate it for what it is. And if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have modern K-pop, I don't think. You know, like I think they're kind of a stepping stone to get to where we've gone. So I can appreciate it for what it is, even if it's not my taste.
Yeah, especially this group themselves, because like I feel like as a group, they were very different. Like they weren't doing the normal cutesy type of music. Like this was kind of out of the box at their time. I don't know if they were the only girl group that was doing it, but I just know they were very popular for that. So
I can see why.
More almost kind of like women empowerment than like, I guess some people say like not girl groups making music for like the men, basically.
Right.
So I also appreciate that. And that's probably like another reason why if I feel like I talked about it a little bit. If I like was actually going out of my way to discover them more, I would have loved them. Because I mentioned in the How We Got Into the K-pop episode that 21 actually was the first, even before, when did Gangnam Style come out again?
I have no idea. All I know is we were in middle school, but I don't know what year.
Hang on. 2012. Okay, so I guess second. So I heard Gangnam Style first, and then I heard 21. But I didn't know they were K-pop, and the first song I heard them was singing in English. So I also didn't even know it was different women. I thought it was just one person singing on a track with will.i.am. And then it took me the longest time to realize how to pronounce the name. I can't even tell you now what I thought it said, but I sure as hell did not think it said 21. I think I for some reason I kept saying it like 2NE1. Like, that's cool, I guess, but what does that mean?
Right.
And then someone said 21 to me, and like it clicked, and I felt so dumb. I was like, that's how you say it. It's supposed to be 21. I have no idea where I was and why that did not click for me for the longest time.
I don't necessarily know if I would have guessed that just reading it like randomly if I didn't know anything about them.
Right.
And was like, how do you think you would pronounce this? I don't know if I would immediately go to 21.
Okay, well, at least
so I don't blame you.
I'm not the only one. But yeah. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. I mean, this is a podcast, so we do talk, but like, I'm going to be doing the majority of the talking. Okay. So 21 was a 4-member girl group under the entertainment company YG Entertainment. You guys heard us talk about YG many times, so I don't think we need to rehash YG. They debuted on May 17th, 2009, and were known as the most recognizable, and still kind of are, the most recognizable name and act and second gen K-pop for girl groups, as we keep saying. Their fandom name, they're known as Blackjacks, and their fan color, when groups did have fan colors, I don't know if idol groups still do fan colors or not, but it was hot pink or like some type of pink. Do groups still do fan colors?
Not that I know of. I mean, maybe, but I think some groups have colors that they lean towards more, kind of, but I don't think it's official. You know, like certain light sticks or certain colors and whatnot. But obviously, BTS has claimed the color purple, but it's not. Yeah, but
they did it like when they came out, though.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't think a lot of them have like official color, at least not that I know of.
Okay, I was just wondering. Yeah, and I couldn't find it, but I don't know where the fan name Blackjack came from 21.
I was going to ask about that because it doesn't, I mean, I can't relate it to really any of their songs, and I don't know why the name either. I mean, is
it 21 though 21, a card game though?
Probably. It probably has something to do with cards, and we're dumb because we don't play card games.
I know for a fact there is a card game where like the dealer like puts out cards and you have to try to get the number 21, and if you go over you lose, and if you go under you lose. So I don't know if when they came out that was like somehow connected, but there is a card game I think called 21.
You're probably right. I'm sure it has something
don't
to do with
quote me on this. Like Macy said, no, we don't play cards, so
yeah. I'm completely clueless.
Exactly.
Unless it's solitaire, I know nothing. And some people think that's not even that's a real card game, but
anyway,
moving on.
So the group officially disbanded in 2016, which I will talk about a little bit more after introducing the members, because the disbandment was very messy, and before I talk about the disbandment, I will put up trigger warnings, because that's how messy it was. So just a full warn, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so you're warning me as well.
Yes, just to let you know. But also before we get into like introducing the members, it was mentioned that 21 was supposed to have a US debut album with the help of will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas, and they worked together because this is a song that I always talk about that I discovered them on. They featured on his I don't know if this was his first solo album outside of Black Eyed Peas or not. Yeah, but the song was called Getting Dumb, featuring 21 and Apple D, which is a fellow member of his from Black Eyed Peas back in 2013.
Because
And the album and all the songs never saw the light of day. So like we never got that. I found an article from that one site called Suit Me back from 2012, how it was supposed to have 10 tracks on it. And like will.i.am, I don't know if he tweeted this or like he just quoted this from like an interview where he was like hyping it up after him, Apple D, and CL did like a collab stage for the Mama Awards back in 2011, and like how he said he would like to make more songs for the group. But yeah, none of that ever saw the light of day. So we never got an English album from 21 produced by will.i.am. And I also think one time I saw videos circulating on Twitter of like almost a documentary of them recording the songs. So that also never saw the light of day. But also during CL's V Live, when album like first came out, she was playing some songs from like unreleased songs from 21 Days. And apparently there is supposed to be a remix of I Am the Best featuring Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Can you imagine if that came out? Like,
honestly, no, I can't even picture what that would sound like.
I wonder if like K-pop would have been like maybe more popular, like faster.
Maybe.
Because a lot of older groups did try to make like their start and like debut in the US, and none of them were really, I won't say they weren't successful, but they didn't really make traction until BTS. So if that happened, and Justin Bieber was like very popular out the gate, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a big reach.
It could have been a whole nother level that we just never would have imagined.
Yeah, a lot of people would at least know their name because they featured on a song with Justin Bieber. It would have happened. It would have been very well known. Whether they would have gotten any success from it or not, I don't know. But they would have been known.
I mean, I think I Am the Best did really well anyway. It got a lot of attraction back then, even like people who'd never heard of K-pop. So I didn't hear that song until 2016. But that, again, like I used to go on YouTube and listen to like a lot of remixes of songs for some reason. So like that one was in like a girl power workout song that I used to listen to a lot. And like I knew it was in English, and they showed part of the music video because like, and with the collaboration of the songs, they also mixed in music videos. And I'm like, this is really catchy, but like I couldn't find what the song was called. So like I never knew what it was, but like I would just repeat the parts I did hear like over and over for years. And then I found it later when I got into K-pop.
Right. I don't think I Am the Best is one of the songs that I did know before we decided to play this game. But I don't think I had heard it until I technically got into K-pop. I may have. It may be somewhere deep in my brain, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I heard it when I got into K-pop.
When I heard it, like, for something in the back of my mind, like, from my psyche, just, like, came out. And it was like, I heard this song before.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't ring those bells for me. But
yeah,
who knows?
I don't know. But yeah, those are some, like, little interesting facts wanted to bring up before I start getting to the members. So let's get into them. So 21 did have a leader, and it was CL, but the way I ordered this from like their ages, because that's how I've been doing it, so I just figured I'd stick with that. So first, let us start with Bohm, or her real name is Park Bohm, who was born March 24th, 1984 in Seoul, South Korea. She was the main vocalist in 21, and I also believe I read that she was also the most popular member of the group when they were around. And I will say this now, if you're not familiar with 21, if you, not to say anything about her, but like if you do go back and watch like old videos of them and then like watch someone in the present or like see her now, she's looks very, very different. She has gotten a lot of like plastic surgery done, and it is noticeable. Like it is one of those ones where it's like you know she got it done. So
Right.
I'm not sure if she did that for like insecurity reasons. You know, she's very popular. So, but again, I wasn't around, so I don't know. But I just need to say that so if people who don't know about 21 and they look up like what they look like, that she looks different. So she can speak Korean, English, and Japanese. Her interest in music began in high school, but her parents weren't really supportive. There was a time that she did move to America, and it's the facts that I found said like a family member, I think they said like her aunt helped her enroll in a music academy. Before she became a trainee in YG, she auditioned for SM Entertainment and was rejected. And actually, she was rejected from YG 3 times before finally being accepted in the company in 2006. So it took her maybe like, I don't know how they do auditions, but do they do one like maybe once a year or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know either, but it took a while.
Right. Well, good for her for sticking with it.
Right. Because knowing me, I am a sore loser. I probably wouldn't have gone back.
I would immediately been defeated and be like, I'm horrible. I can never do this.
Right. So that's dedication right there. So she was supposed to debut as a solo artist in 2007, between 2007 and 2008 with a song called Scarecrow, which was given to her by JYP. But she eventually ended up joining the group that is known as 21 today. The song eventually was given to another artist named Lehigh, which I think it's the one I know who Lehigh is, and was released in 2012. So Baum actually talked about this in like a V Live and on Queendom, which was a competition show that she was on. I don't know if you knew about Queendom, Macy, because it came before Road to Kingdom and Kingdom. So if you know about those shows on Mnet, then that's what Queendom was. It was basically the first of the kind.
Yeah, actually, when I watched Road to Kingdom, because I liked it so much, I've been going back and watching the previous seasons. So I watched Road to Kingdom, obviously, and then I watched the first episode of Queendom. And it looks good so far, so I'll probably continue it.
Yeah, so she's on there. And she did end up performing that song with a member from the girl group Oh My Girl. And you're watching it, so I don't know if I should tell you what she plays, because I don't know if it's good
That's
or bad.
Right. I don't really care about spoilers.
Well, she placed 6, but I don't know how many competitors there were, so I don't know if that's like last.
Right, because in Legendary War, there was only 6 groups.
Right.
So
I don't know how many contestants there were in Queendom.
I have no idea.
So on July of 2018, it was reported that Baum signed a contract with an agency called D Nation Entertainment, where she still makes music today. She made her solo comeback in 2019 with an EP Spring. And when I looked it up, I think it has like 3 songs on it. And some other songs that she recently put out is called Red Light and Do Re Mi Fa So featuring Changmo. And those came out like 2020, 2021. So, and something else with like a bunch of artists that were listed on there. And I don't know if that was like for a TV drama or not, or if it's just a regular show.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's some facts about Baum. The next member that we will get into is Dara, which her real name is Park Sandara. See, her name, and it even said it too, like her name is unusual because it has more syllables than regular Korean names do. Like most of them usually have 3, and hers kind of have like 4. Sometimes it's hard for me to say. But she was born November 12th, 1984 in Busan, South Korea. Her position in 21 was vocalist, sub-rapper, and visual. So she knows, as far as languages, Korean, English, Chinese, although it's said that she forgot a lot of her Chinese, Japanese, and Tagalog. I don't know if I'm saying this pronounced.
Tagola.
Tagola, that's how you say it. Okay, because I didn't know what that was, so I had to research it, which is one of the major languages in the Philippines. The other is Filipino and English. So Dara moved to the Philippines in 1995 because of her father's work. While living there, she actually debuted as a solo artist in 2004 with her self-titled EP, Sundara. And this EP actually is on Apple Music because I was trying to look her up to see if she continued making music. And I found that, but I didn't know that was her until I was doing research. I'm like, okay, so this actually is her. So if you want to listen to her debut solo album from like 2004 from the Philippines, it's on Apple Music. And it was under the Star Records label. And she also participated in a reality show called Star Circle Quest, which actually like made her blow up in the Philippines. So she was very popular there. I'm not sure if she still is or not. I'm going to assume she is. But yeah, she's very popular in the Philippines. She was discovered by someone working at YG through her KBS documentary, My Name is Sundara Park, and joined the label in 2007, where her family moved back to Korea, and she ended up leaving her label in the Philippines, I'm sure, to join YG. Korean netizens, which are don't know what a netizen is, it's basically people that are on the internet. Actually nicknamed her the Boa from Philippines because of her popularity. Because if you know about Boa, she is very popular in Japan. Like to the point where I thought Boa was a Japanese artist when I first heard a song from Boa. And then I later realized she was Korean. But yeah, that's just how popular she is in the Philippines.
Well, in general, too. Boa and Taemin are considered like the queen and king of K-pop.
Yes. And then nowadays she mostly focuses on acting, and occasionally I think she sings for like OSTs for dramas. So like she's usually in dramas or variety shows. I think she does more variety shows than dramas, but her main focus right now is on acting. So next we'll move on to our leader, my bias, CL.
Hello, bitches.
Yes.
I had to say it at some point.
Whose real name is Lee Chaelin. Yes. She was born February 26, 1991 in Seoul, South Korea. So like I said, she was the leader, main rapper, lead dancer, lead vocalist, and the face of the group. I'm going to pause real quick before I continue with CL. What is, Macy, I don't know if you can answer this for me. What is the difference between when they say like main somebody and lead somebody? Do you know? Because sometimes in like groups will be like main rapper, but then they'll be like, and another person's lead rapper.
I think what they mean by that is like main something means that that's what they excel in the most. Like it's their main skill. And then the lead is like, okay, we have 3 people that are their main skill is rapping, but this one is technically the best, quote unquote, out of our rappers. So they're the lead of the other rappers. That's always what my mind went to. But that could be totally wrong. So don't
quote you.
Quote me on that. But like that's how I pictured it in my brain. Like, okay, yeah, rapping's their main skill, but they're not the lead rapper. Like, that makes sense.
Okay, I was just curious, but we will move on.
Like I said, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I thought.
Okay. All right, so CL can speak Korean, Japanese, English, and French, Macy. She can speak some French. Oh, she was actually originally a trainee in JYP, but signed her like official first music contract with YG in 2007. In 2014, CL started working on her solo activities and focused on trying to debut in the US. This also kind of ties into the timeline of their disbandment, which I will talk about as soon as I'm done introducing all the members. But she did end up going on her first solo US tour in 2016. So between like late October and mid-November, she went to New York, Seattle, Vancouver, San Francisco, LA, Dallas, Atlanta, and Chicago. And I think the tour was called the Hello Bitches Tour. She also acted in a movie in the US playing the role of the Queen. And I've never heard of this movie called Mile 22 that came out in 2018. I knew she acted in a movie, but I didn't know what movie it was. But that's the movie.
You said she was the Queen?
It says playing the role of the Queen.
I don't know why I thought that was a movie. Like when you said that name, my mind immediately went to Cops. Like it was a film about cops, but I think I'm wrong. Is there another movie that involves cops that has the 21 in the title?
Oh, Mark Wahlberg was in this? Okay, well, a lot of famous people were apparently in this. I just did a quick Google search and it says CIA operative James Silva leads a small but lethal paramilitary team on an urgent and dangerous mission. They must transport a foreign intelligence asset from an American embassy in Southeast Asia to an airfield for extraction, a distance of 22 miles. Silva and the soldiers soon find themselves in a race against time as the city's military, police, and street gangs close to reclaim the asset.
Okay, so I'm not totally wrong.
No.
I knew it had something to do with, like, agents.
The reviews aren't the best, but as soon as you said, like, police, you're like, oh, wow, Macy, you're right.
Oh.
I didn't actually look up this movie before, so...
See, the crevices of my brain are working, Simone. There's stuff in there that's completely useless.
Oh, okay, yes, because this is the movie she met this man named John... Malkovich. I guess he's a famous actor, but we'll talk about it more when we talk about her music, which I will talk about before we play the game for Alpha. But you know, when you hear her song Spicy, the guy talking at the beginning, yes, that's his voice. So she was able to get him on that, which I thought was pretty cool. But yes, like I said, I will talk more about like CL's music as a soloist when we're about to play the game for Alpha. So let's move on to the last member, whose name is Minzy and her real name is Gong Min-ji. Born January 8th, 1994 in Gwangju, South Korea. So she was the lead dancer, lead vocalist, lead rapper, and the maknae of the group. So she was the youngest. She can speak Chinese, Japanese, and English, and Korean, obviously. She comes from a dancing background. She won several dance awards during her debut and participated in many dance competitions. And many agencies became interested in her when someone uploaded a video of her dancing on the internet. I didn't get the timeline, but I'm assuming it's the early 2000s. Minzy joined YG when she was only in the 6th grade and was a trainee for 5 years before becoming a member of 21. I told you she was the youngest. Gosh. How old are you in the 6th grade?
I don't even... like no more than 11, right? 12 or 11.
I mean, it's not unheard of like children joining these companies and training for years before they debut. So
I was doing absolutely nothing in the 6th grade.
We were going to school. Don't say absolutely nothing. We weren't doing anything to this extent.
Right. I suppose.
Yeah, no, we were basically doing nothing. You weren't wrong about that. And then again, before I get into the disbandment, Minzy was the first person to actually leave 21 and YG before the group officially disbanded. So now she is the CEO of her own entertainment company that I think she just created this year called MZ Entertainment, which is a dance academy. Oh, no, sorry. I wrote down when she created it back in October 2020 after leaving another label that she was in April of 2020. So I don't know what label she was in, like after leaving YG. I think there were also legal issues with that as well. It just says she made her own company after she left that one. So she also joined, yes. So she also joined Viva Records and made her Philippine debut with a Filipino version of her song Lovely back in 2020. So both versions are on there, the Korean version for Lovely and the Filipino version. And she also put out a few more songs that I did listen to, which aren't bad. One is called Ti Amo that came out of July of this year, and Fantabulous. God, I can't read. Fantabulous. Why?
Fantabuloso, maybe?
I think it's Fantabulous.
Fantabulous.
Yes.
Okay.
That came out like literally a couple days ago, so it's December 12th. Yes. Not bad. I like them both. Yes. And it also said her fans are called POS, which I guess means Greek, like light in Greek, but like being an American, POS means something else. So yeah. I was highly confused when I read that. I was like,
maybe not the right move.
I mean, you can't help it if it means something else in another language. It's just...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I had to pause for a second. I was like, what? Why would she call her fans that? But then I read what it meant in a different language. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. Should I even say what that means to people who aren't listening from that aren't like American?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Oh. I mean, like here in America, usually if someone calls you a POS, it's like piece of shit. So yeah, that's immediately came in my head. But that's not what it means. Don't get it twisted. And also, I don't know what radio show, fun fact, that she talked about this, but she was talking about like development of her company, the members of 21, and I guess she also revealed that Blackpink's As If It Was Your Last was originally supposed to be written and performed by 21. I could kind of hear it now that I think about it, but
yeah, I think
it was supposed to go to them.
I think Blackpink has a lot of influences from 21. So,
yeah, I mean, Teddy...
It's not surprising to me.
Teddy is, I think, like the longest producer at that company, and he worked with 21, so...
Teddy, we can do some new things. Come on, man. Yeah, I know you have better than this in you.
I'm not saying anything. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is when we're gonna talk about the disbandment. So like my little trigger warning I have is like talking about drugs, just to let people know. So Park Bom ended up going on an indefinite leave in 2014 due to a very public and controversial drug scandal. So she was actually investigated by the Korean police. I don't know how they discovered this. I don't know how it works when it comes to packages, but they discovered that she was getting packages containing, oh God, I can't read. Amphetamine. Macy, you might have to pronounce.
Amphetamines?
Yes. Tablets. Okay. So me knowing nothing about drugs, apparently this is a drug that could be found in like things for like obesity, narcolepsy, and ADHD. And you do have to be careful with it because it could be highly addictive. So
kind of like speed. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So like when I looked it up, it was like it's illegal and illegal. It's legal if it's prescribed by a doctor, but it can easily fall into the illegal side and be addictive. But Bohm actually does have like, it's known that she has a couple mental problems. I know one of them is ADHD, and I believe she has ADD as well. I don't know if she has any other like physical disabilities, that's the word I was looking for, or not. I just know that I was able to find that she does have like ADHD. So the problem with this is that this drug is, is legal in America. It's not illegal in Korea.
You mean it's not legal?
It's not legal. I said it so fast, it might have sounded like that. It's not legal in Korea. It's legal in America. Sorry, I mumble sometimes.
You're good.
So, and that was a time, I think Bohm was traveling back and forth from like America to Korea a lot. Because like I said, she does have family there. And like, I don't know what they would do like on their off times or whatever. So I'm sure like she had like a family member or someone sending them to her like after being, prescribed by a doctor. So like she was never actually prosecuted because they were able to find out like this was actually legit written to her like from a trained doctor in America. But I mean, that didn't really help her case because I know we've talked about briefly sometimes like how Korea is with drugs. Like we've brought up like how idols get in so much trouble with just like marijuana. So like she was like heavily backlashed for this by the Korean public.
Right. Even though now I'm assuming that she was in fact using it for her ADHD, not
she was
abusing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know, but I think a lot of people were like accusing her of like abusing her celebrity status or like things like that. Some people might have thought she wasn't using it for her ADHD either. So I'm sure some rumors came up. I don't really know because I wasn't around at that time. So didn't read the news all that.
People get up in arms about tattoos and piercings using any kind of narcotic.
Yeah.
They can't even date or do anything. So
I know. I mean, but it was for her health. She wasn't actually abusing this.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, regardless of whether because tattoo's not hurting anybody, but people get so upset about it.
And let's be honest, she is a woman. I'm just going to say that, like, especially in the entertainment industry, I don't care what country you're in, like, any backlash like this for women is, like, 10 times more harsh than, like, if it was a man. And we can see that with other cases that I'm not going to bring up because there's one person I'm thinking in particular and I'm not going to say his name because I wish he'd burn in hell. Anyway.
I think I can guess.
Okay.
I think a lot of people can guess.
Okay. So after that, Bohm didn't really make any public appearances like for a while. And like the first time she actually did was when the group did a surprise stage with CL at the Mama Awards in 2015. And then that was pretty much it. So then like they did the collaboration stage with CL at the Mama at 2015, and then she kind of like was gone again. So in 2016, the same year that the group's contract was up for a renewal, Minzy was the first member to be announced to be leaving YG and the group. So they did a public like statement on like this media on April 5th, I wrote 2016. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
You might be getting into this, but does she have a reason for leaving?
I couldn't find a reason for her to leave. I didn't realize between 2009 and 2016 that technically is their 7-year where you can negotiate with the company of whether they want to renew it for like a couple more years or like just end it. So I wasn't able to find her reason of leaving. I wish I did because I really would like to know why. Maybe she just didn't want to be with that group anymore. Maybe it's stuff that happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't know.
Right.
So, but I couldn't actually find it. I just found the statement that said that YG put out, like with our heavy hearts, Minzy will be leaving the group and the company, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it was planned for them to continue as a trio. Honestly, though, I think because of the whole drug scandal that they didn't. So I don't know if they came to a mutual agreement to let Bohm go or if they just like terminated her contract. But at that time, the only ones that stayed at the company were CL and Dara. NYG, Dara started focusing more on her like TV and acting career, and then CL was focusing on like being a soloist, and then like I said, debuting specifically in the United States. And even with that's messy because like a couple years later, it's starting to go like be revealed how like YG and her US distribution, which the guy Scooter Braun was like a part of that team. And like, I know a lot of people know that name because he is not known to be like the most helpful person when it comes to music. Isn't this the same guy that like is basically the reason Taylor Swift is like remaking all her music? He does not have a good track record with artists, especially female artists, just even here like in America. So I know that name's kind of like, but like there was just a lot of drama and disagreements with them to where one of the reasons why she was basically kept in the basement for like 3 years. But yeah, so CL did end up leaving YG in 2019, and Dara actually just left this year in May 2021. And she joined a biz company that has Bam Bam in it from GOT7 and a couple other people. But back in 2017, Park Bohm, CL, and Dara actually did come back together under 21 to release a song called Goodbye for their fans and like a final farewell from the group. Minzy wasn't a part of this. It was only just those three that released that song. And I listened to it and it's very sad. I actually did want to cry. I'm like, wow, I wasn't even a part of this. And I was like, oh, this is so sad. Like I could feel it was sad. I even teared up. And I was trying not to because I was at work listening to this. So
probably how I'm blanking on the name, Wonho's song about leaving his group. It's in English. What's the name of it?
Is it Lose You?
Lose You, yeah. That song makes me want to cry.
I know we've talked about that before.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be like the same kind of feeling. Like I'm leaving, not because I don't like you, but because it's for the best for all of us.
Right. And then before I wrap everything up, before we get on we get to the Gabe, the news gets worse because...
Oh, good.
Right? Because literally today we're recording on December 19th. On December 15th, CL was doing a interview with a company called AP Entertainment, where the interviewer told her, like, they had a colleague that interviewed Minzy, and, like, she said she didn't find out about the disbandment of 21. She only found out about it through social media, and CL was like, yeah, me too. CL found out that 21 was disbanding through social media. She says she was at a Thanksgiving dinner and her phone started blowing up. And when she looked at it, she saw like it was because of news of like 21 was being disbanded.
How does that even
and like
happen?
through
Like,
CL's media training and her grace, she moved on from it, saying like it was heartbreaking. And like now it was heartbreaking. And like now she has more freedom and control over her career. But yeah, I think all the girls found out that their group was no more through social media.
That's insane. How that whole process happens without
yes,
them
and now
knowing
that I
is crazy.
think about it, it's very shady because I think like their contract renewal had to have been sometime in May since they debuted in May. So they probably like at least CL and Dara re-signed new contracts before realizing their group was going to be no more. So more shade. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The disbandment part was kind of icky for me because I also remember when we were talking about the Blackpink episode, we were talking about like where is the music. Me and Macy didn't realize 21 only has like 4 albums. I mean, at least they have albums, but like it's not as much music for a group that's been around for so long and was so popular.
That's a lot of time to not have very much music.
So I think that's also kind of like where our fear with like Blackpink was coming, because the girls are starting to do their own things, kind of like how 21 is now. Not as like scandalous as this, but still.
Just kind of slowly fizzling out.
Pretty much.
And doing their own things rather than like an explosion.
Yeah. I am glad out of all of this that Park Bom was able to like have a redemption arc, because I remember like when she made her comeback and how much of a big deal it was, but I didn't realize to what extent, because I never knew about this until I was doing the research for us to play this game. So that was also shocking. I didn't realize how all that came to play.
Right. Yeah, I think I knew that she had some kind of controversy, but I didn't realize it was that and like how bad.
Yeah, as well as CL, because like I said, like after the disbandment of 21, they like basically kept her in the basement where like she couldn't release any music. I don't even know if she was even doing like any promotions or like any other type of work. I literally think she was one of those cases that was kind of like, I'm here and I'm not working at all. So she also got a redemption period that I'm happy about. And the other 2 seem to be doing like great as well. So thankfully it worked out for the best that I'm aware of for all 4 of them. That's all I could really ask for.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So off the heavy topic, are we ready to play this game?
I feel the least confident I have ever felt playing one of these games.
Now you say that all the time. Do you really mean it this time?
I really mean it. Genuinely. I would be genuinely shocked if I got any of your number ones.
You know what? I'll be genuinely shocked if I get any songs on your list. And I know I say that, and then when we start playing, I end up being a sore loser. But at this time, especially knowing, like, I already knew going in this wasn't your type of music, or this wasn't going to be your type of music. So I'm mostly just curious at this point than, like, going to be shocked.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you like.
Yeah. So, are you ready to play? We don't got to talk about the point system anymore, right? Since we've already established that. Okay.
Yeah,
so we get to...
We did that before we got on here, so you guys didn't have to listen to it again.
Yes. Have another 20-minute long rant of us, like, going over the points.
What was it again? Oh, gosh.
All right. So for this, it was hard for me because, you know, I usually announce, like, the albums, and then I announce the title tracks. But I was very confused on what the actual title tracks were. So I'm just going to announce the albums and what I think are the title tracks and what songs have music videos for them. Because they actually have a lot of music videos. So to get us started, we're going to start with the first album, which is 21's first mini album. I am assuming that the title track for this is Fire. And they also have a music video for Lollipop that they did with Big Bang. Those are the two main ones. Okay, so I can't remember. So like, am I guessing yours first and then you reveal and then
we usually
like I guess and then you guess.
Right. Well, usually whoever introduces guesses and reveals second.
Right.
So you want me to I'll guess and reveal first.
Well, yes.
Sorry.
I get it. Sorry. Sometimes I get confused by the way you phrase things. I'm good. Are we ready?
I was about to throw down.
All right, so this is the true testament. Let's see who gets the crown. Will Macy keep it for the how many consecutive games in a row? At least since it got 7-1.
Have I won every single one but the BTS
Yes. One? That's what I keep complaining about every time we play this game.
Yeah, well, I think you have a good chance this time because, boy.
We'll see, man. We'll see. This is anyone's game, literally. All right.
Okay. So, my guess is for you. At number 5, I put In the Club. Number 4, Pretty Boy. Number 3, Lollipop. Number 2, Let's Go Party. And I went with the title track and put Fire as number 1. Just because I didn't know.
Okay. Good guesses. So for you, for your number 5, I put Lollipop with Big Bang. 4, I put Pretty Boy. 3, I put In the Club. 2, I Don't Care. And number 1, I put Stay Together.
All right.
We're like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Whoa. No, that was good.
Okay.
You did a good job.
So this time I actually did go on the strategy, like, okay, I know she's not too much on the techno, but I try to keep our list as close together as possible. So some of them are pretty similar.
Oh.
Kind of.
I went opposite.
Oh, God. Okay.
But I will say, you're probably right about me not liking the techno songs as much. I think the slower songs, they're all very good vocalists.
Yeah,
so
they are.
I think I like the slower songs because you can actually hear their real voices in those more.
Although I think in the newer ones, for some reason, I did start going a little bit more techno for you, which might have been my downfall, but it's fine. What are your 5 for this one?
So my number 5 is Let's Go Party.
파티 가자. Let's go party. Let's go party. Work that body. 아름다운 밤이 너와 나를 부를 때. Let's go party. Work that body. 네가 너무 그리운 오늘 같은 날엔 오늘은 girlfriend들과 처음 club 가는 날 가슴.
Dang it.
My number 4 is Lollipop.
그땐 딱 내 스타일이야. 반짝반짝 스타일이야. 색다른 girl 원해. Let me show you if that's okay.
색깔은 rainbow. 날 느낀 순간 넌 빠져버린 걸 알아. You just can't control.
날 사로잡은 건 너와 나만이 아는 우리 둘의 secret.
Hey girl, let's get it poppin'.
My number 3 is Fire.
미치고 싶어. 더 빨리 뛰고 싶어. 저 높은 빌딩 위로 저 푸른 하늘 위로 그래서 미치고 싶어. You got the fire 나의 가슴을 쿵쿵쿵. You gotta drop it like it's hot. 지금 멈추려 하지 마. Ooh that fire.
Number 2 is In the Club.
없는 거야. 오늘 밤 그에게 내 모든 걸 줄래. 네가 그녀와 그랬던 것처럼 쉽게 사랑할래. 오늘 밤 그에게 내 모든 걸 줄래. 내 아픈 상처까지 안아줘. 오늘 밤 나는 너를 잊을 수
And my number 1 is Stay Together.
예전처럼 그대 목소리 들려줄 거라고 나 약속했지만 아직 널 보면 날 떨려 We gotta stay
to put that for your number one. I was like, you know what? I think this is her number one. And I was getting really, dang, I didn't think Fire was going to be on your list. I didn't put it on your list.
Yeah.
I'm glad I put Lollipop back in there, though, because I didn't have it in there. And something convinced me to put it back. But I got that. It should have been your number 4. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. There was 2 I had on here that you didn't have at all. So I did get 0 for that. Okay. Let me just tally this up real quick. I think that's the first number 1 I've gotten for yours since TXT. I think so. Okay. So for mine. So what did you say your 5 was again?
Mine is Let's Go Party.
Okay, we both had the same number 5. So mine is also Let's Go Party. Number 4 for me was I Don't Care.
Put that one on there.
Yeah, 3 was In the Club.
오늘 밤엔 나도 너를 잠시 동안 잊을래 내 책상 위에 너와의 사진을 지울래 지긋지긋해 너에게 벗어나고 싶지만 왜 자꾸 날 기억하는지 I'm not okay 네가 다짐했던 약속 다 가져
2 was Stay Together.
상처는 눈물을 남기고 생각에 잠기고 친구들의 위로 들리지 않고 하루 종일 울고 죽고 싶을 만큼 가슴이 아프고 나도 하루 종일 전화기 붙잡고 그대 보고 싶어 못 참고 혼자 또 의미 없는 하루를 보내고 날 사랑해줘요 다시 내게 와줘요 예전처럼 다시 날 안아줘요 날 위로해줘요 지금 전화해줘요 예전처럼
And 1 was actually Pretty Boy. I had a hard time between Pretty Boy and Stay Together. Stay Together was also almost going to be my number 1, but like, I don't know. For some reason, I went with Pretty Boy, so.
I should have put that one higher. I wouldn't have put it as your number 1, but I should have put it higher.
You know, the little Simone in me still likes the techno sometimes if it's not too overbearing. Okay, that's not bad for a first round.
Yep.
All right, let us move on to the next one, which is their actual first album, which is called To Anyone. Aha, I get it. Sorry, that just clicked to me. So basically,
Wait a second.
what?
Okay, to Anyone comes before the second mini album?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so the second one, I had to look at the year that they came out also.
Yeah, I wrote those backwards, but it doesn't matter.
That's fine. So yes, To Anyone came out before second mini album. And this on YouTube at least basically has a music video for every song except for I'm Busy. On YouTube it's called Love Is Ouch, but I think on Apple Music it's Ah Ya Ya. Please Don't Go and the I Don't Care reggae mix. Which I'm not gonna lie that it wasn't bad for a remix. It's not on my list, but it was pretty catchy. But yeah, so besides those 4, I just named, basically every song has a music video to it.
Well,
Right? So I mean, not a lot of songs, but they did do a lot of like, as far as production wise, they did put out a lot of music videos, surprisingly. So I don't really know what the title track for this is.
okay. Alrighty. So I will guess for you. So I put your number 5 as Go Away. Number 4, Can't Nobody. Number 3, Try to Follow Me. Number 2, Please Don't Go. And I put number 1 as Clap Your Hands. Oh.
This one I might have messed up a little bit. I think I put the techno one a little bit higher. So for yours, for number 5, I put I just, it's so hard to say these like when you're just talking normally.
Mm-hmm.
So the ya one I put for your 5. 4, I put It Hurts. 3, I put You and I, which I think is Park Bo's solo song.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2, I put Can't Nobody. And number 1, I think I also put Clap Your Hands for You. Know why, but
Okay.
that was probably a mistake.
That's close
But
with that one.
okay, I figured, I was like, dang it, I think I started messing up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, right. Yeah, no, not as, I went a little bit slower on this one.
Damn it.
In general,
I had
I
a
think.
feeling you did, but I couldn't range it.
Yeah. So my number 5 is You and I.
Okay.
Number 4 is Go Away. Number 3 is I Don't Care, just the normal version.
Wait, I thought the I Don't Care was on the first mini album. Is it also on this one? I thought only the reggae mix was on.
No, it's on.
I could have sworn this reggae mix from I Don't Care was from the first mini album. I think you messed up your list, Macy.
Let me.
Yeah, all I see is the reggae mix and then I Don't Care for the first one. This is the same song, but it's from their first mini album, not this one. I think you goofed.
I think I did goof. Well.
Awkward.
I don't know if I should pick another one then.
Oh.
Because I don't necessarily want to put. You know what? I like that song in both versions, so we're just going to call it the reggae mix, I guess.
Okay, because I'm like, you didn't have it in the first mini album, which is where it's from, because I had that on my list. I had it as 4.
Yeah. We're just gonna go with the reggae mix.
So
then,
we're counting the reggae mix in.
We're gonna count it.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna change it.
You're
so.
fine. Sorry, folks. We had to clear up some things here.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Okay, so I Don't Care reggae remix.
As number 3.
Okay.
지금은 새벽 5시 반 너도 다른 여자 이름을 불러 Oh no I don't care 그만할래 네가 어디에서 뭐라던 이제 좀 와서 편안하게 켜줄래 그대와 울고불고 만들리지 마 I don't care I don't care Cause I don't care
And then number 2 is Ayaya.
새로운 시작 이젠 이별의 시간 힘차게 다시
is It Hurts.
건가요? 오늘 밤 나만이 아파요. 변했니? 네 맘속에 이제 난 더 이상 없는 거니. 널 생각하면 너무 아파.
Dang it. Hey, you know what? You're fine. I was debating if I should have put that as your number one, but I didn't know if it was going to be too slow. I should have went with my gut. I had it on your list, thankfully, at least, but not number one. It's all good. Like I said, this one I knew I was like, I'm just going to be lucky if I even get some on her list. So I am not freaking out, like,
Right.
if I don't get higher or, like, I don't get your number one. I was just mostly curious.
You know, that list of mine may have changed if I didn't goof, but I do actually like the reggae mix, so it's fine.
Okay, that's fine. We'll still count that. Okay. All right, so for my five. So for my number five, five is actually the Please Don't Go, which is the CL and Minzy song that they did together. Four is Can't Nobody.
Here we go, go. 세상이 거꾸로. 'Cause I'm so bad, bad, but I'm so good, good. Yeah, I'm so bad, bad, and I'm so good, good. 'Cause I'm so bad, bad, but I'm so good, good. Yeah, I'm so bad, bad, and I'm so good, good. Can't nobody hold us down. 날 멈추려 하지 마. 모두 미칠 때까지, 다 지칠 때까지 tonight. Can't nobody hold us down. Can't nobody, can't nobody.
You got that one.
Yes, you did. In the right spot. Three is actually I'm Busy.
Papa, bail, 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 nah, Papa, damn, Papa, nah, Papa, very, Papa, nah, Papa, damn, Papa, nah, Papa, very, Papa, nah, Papa, damn, Papa, nah, Papa, very, Papa, nah, Papa, damn, Papa. Number five, number five, let me go.
And like, I don't know why, but like, that is one that's more heavily techno, but like that chorus, it just gets stuck in my head. Two is actually Clap Your Hands.
Hey yo!
like a champion 모두 준비됐어 수쳐 수쳐 모두 손을 올리고 저 하늘에게 발을 걸어봐 박수 쳐 이제부터 시작이야 K-O-R-E 자 힘을 들 땐 모두 산을 타자 30분 뒤에 정상에서 만나 내가 제인이라면 난 타잔
It's not one, it's number two. And surprisingly, because I feel like I've heard this song before, and I don't remember where, but my number one is actually Try to Follow Me.
재밌는 girl say la 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 난 특별한 girl call me M-I-N-Z-Y M-I-N-Z-Y yes 자빠져봐 let's go
Okay.
Because it sounds
I thought you would like
familiar.
that one.
Yes. I just can't like pinpoint where I heard it. I know I heard it somewhere. but I actually really like it even if I didn't hear it somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I was closer than that with that one than I thought I would be.
Yes, you are. Yeah. If I didn't like think my list over, you would have been right with my number one because Clap Your Hands actually was almost my number one. I did have it on there and then I changed it to try to follow me. But yeah. I was really debating when I was doing this, like if I should try to put the Korean to like practice my Korean, but I was like, no, because I'm going to sound dumb. So I might as well stick with the English. Sorry. Maybe one day when I feel more confident, but I don't want to goof up the language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next. So this is actually when this is the third album, but it is the second mini album.
Not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all. So on YouTube, there is a music video for every song listed on here, but I think I Am the Best was technically considered like the title track. Because it is definitely most popular song and the song they are most known for. So
yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yes.
Because it definitely is.
So like if you have heard 21, you would have heard this song. So even if you didn't know who 21 was, if you heard of K-pop, you probably heard this song.
It's pretty much the only song that I knew.
Yes.
Going into this.
So it's very, very well known. And then there is a confusing thing when I was trying to do this for like Apple Music, because for some reason on the second mini album, if you look at the listing track, it says from 2 to 6. And I was like, where's number 1? And I was like, I could have sworn I Am the Best is on this. And then when you look at it, it's been like re-uploaded and it says I Am the Best single, but from 2014. I'm like, this cannot be right. I thought this song was a lot older. So I had to go to YouTube and I'm like, this song came out in 2011. Why on Apple Music does it say it came out 2014? So I don't know. It's been separated from the album and it says single now. But it is part of this album, and
I think it's an Apple thing because I actually went on Spotify to listen to this album, and it is on there.
Okay, and it's the number 1 song because it's the first song that's supposed to be on there. Okay, that's weird and confusing. Okay, but anyway, I feel like I should have just had to point that out if people if you use Apple Music. I don't know if you use Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you guys like using.
Both. I like bounce between the two.
I just use Apple Music because I know how the algorithm works from using iTunes before Apple Music existed. Spotify confuses me. I just don't know how to use it, and that's fine.
Yeah. The only reason I have both is there are some things that just aren't on Apple Music.
Right.
So if I want to go listen to them, I'll use Spotify.
That makes sense.
I probably feel the least confident about.
I thought this one, especially for the number 1, would have been so obvious.
Okay, now you say that, so I maybe.
I have confidence in you, Macy. I think you have it.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I don't think I have yours at all. I definitely went off the rail because I think there's a little bit more techno-y songs on here, so I didn't know what to put.
Yeah. So number 5, I put Lonely. Number 4, I put Don't Cry. Number 3, I put Hate You. Number 2, I put Don't Stop the Music. And number 1, I put I Am the Best because of nostalgia.
I told you. There you go. You actually did very good on that list as well.
Good.
Yes. I don't think I did as well on yours, but so for yours, for number 5, I also put Lonely. Do I have the... No. 4, for you, I put Don't Stop the Music. 3, I put Hate You. 2, Don't Cry. And like, I just went for it. I also put I Am the Best for your number 1. I don't think that's it, but I just put it on there.
Yes, I don't have the nostalgic factor.
That's fine.
For me.
That's fine.
So it's just a techno song.
Okay. The best techno song, but it's fine.
And I also pretty much went with a techno song as my number 1, but not that one.
What? Don't tell me Don't Stop the Music. What? That was your number 1? Hey, reveal your list. Reveal the list.
So you did get my number 5 right. My number 5 is Lonely.
Baby, I'm sorry. 너와 있었던 lonely. 사랑하긴 내가 부족한가 봐. 이런 못난 날 용서해. I'm sorry. 이게 너와 나의 story. 사랑이란 내게 과분한가 봐. 네 곁에.
Yay!
My number 4 is I Am the Best.
내가 제일 잘 나가 제일 잘 나가
Okay, I ain't gonna be salty about that.
My number 3 is Hate You.
하긴 시간이 너무 아까워 hate you I'm living without you I hate you I'm living without you
Oh, I also got that one right.
Number 2 is Don't Cry.
It's okay, baby, please don't cry. 나긴 여행이 끝났지만 언젠가 마주치겠지. 다른 세상에서 다시 만나.
Also got that one
And
right.
number 1 is Don't Stop the Music.
Wow, so if I switched 4 and 1, I would have gotten the full amount.
Yep.
Dang. I was close though.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So for my list, you also got number 5 right. So you had the same number 5, which was Lonely.
Lonely, lonely, baby, I'm so lonely, 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 lonely. Baby, I'm so lonely, 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 lonely. Baby, I'm so lonely, 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 lonely.
4 for me was Hate You.
참고 참고 참아도 끝은 없었어. 사랑한단 한마디가 듣고 싶었어. 난 무심한 너의 사랑에 난 지쳤어. 기분이 더러워. 자존심 다 버리고 줬는데 참 서러워. 내가 이것밖에 안 돼.
Don't remember if you said that or not.
I put that as your number 3.
Okay. My number 3 was Don't Stop the Music.
멈춰버리고 나면 널 다시 볼 수 없단 걸 알아. So DJ 더 신나게 음악을 틀어. 지금 이 순간 모든 걸 잊을 수 있게. Don't stop the music.
Okay.
2 is Don't Cry.
하루가 멀게 우리 매일 다퉜죠. 그때 뭐가 그리 분했던지 매일 밤을 울었죠. Baby I cry. 너라는 사람 참 내게 무심했죠. 길고 기나긴 밤을 지새는
And 1 is the best song, best 21 song, best song, just like from a second gen girl group in the whole world. I don't care. I'm the best, okay? 내가 지잘할까?
난 거부해 이건 겸손한 얘기 가치를 논하자면 난 $1 billion baby 뭘 좀 아는 사람들은 다 알아서 알아봐 아무나 자꾸 물어봐 누가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 제일 잘 나가
It's very catchy. I will admit.
Iconic. It's just so iconic. Favorite song to this day. I will die like in my nursing home still listening to that song.
I do know the dance to the chorus part of it because it's in like almost every random K-pop dance challenge.
Oh, is it really?
But yeah, it's in a lot of them at least.
Again, very popular to this day. Iconic.
Mhm. Well, I got all of your songs, just not in the right
I
order.
also got all your songs, just not in the
Yeah,
right order. I
Really?
couldn't put that ugly song on here because like the
What
chorus.
even is that?
Oh my god, the
Don't lie
chorus.
to me. I know I'm ugly. Like,
I was
who wrote
like,
that?
yo, do we need to have a group session, group meeting? What's going on, guys? What's happening here? Like I want to be pretty just like her, and I was like, who wrote this?
I was like folding laundry while I was listening to this album, and I would stop and like write down one that I heard that I thought one of us would like, and I literally stopped and my jaw dropped when that song was playing. I was
and
like,
all
what
in English,
is
so I
going on?
understood the chorus, but I was like, this is so self-deprecating. I was so sad.
Who hurt you?
Right. I think they redeemed themselves in the next album. Specifically probably with Crush, but like when I heard Ugly, I was like, I need to look up the rest of these lyrics because are they as self-deprecating as the chorus? Because if so, what happened? Who wrote this for you guys? What were the writers going through? Oh, God. I was like, I'm not putting this on Macy's list either because if this is on her list, I'm going to need to have a talk with her.
Right? Jeez.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard a song in a while that kind of made my like jaw drop like what is this in a while until I heard that. And I listen, I listen to these songs like multiple times so like I could try to range where I think they're on your list. That one was shocking. I need to know what happened and I need to make sure that person's okay right now. Is everything better? I bet you're just as pretty as her. And if he doesn't want you, then don't bother. Leave his ass. He's not worth it, girl.
Like, literally, all 4 of these girls are beautiful. Like, what are they
exactly. All right. Okay, guys. So, like we said, they don't have a lot of music, surprisingly. So we're already on to our last album, sadly. Well, last album of the group.
Not sadly for my ears, though.
Macy.
I'm sorry.
Let me continue. So we are on our last album, which was titled Crush. I think the title track was Come Back Home. And they also have a music video for Happy and Gotta Be You. Now, this one, out of all of them, I was the least confident about. I had no idea what to put for yours, and I don't think I'm anywhere close for any songs I chose for you. But hey, I picked them. We'll just go with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, but go ahead. What do you think mine are?
Okay. So for you, I put number 5 is Gotta Be You. Number 4, I put Come Back Home. Number 3, I put Scream. Number 2, Crush. And I put CL Solo for your number 1. Just based on the fact that you like her. And I also thought it was a good song. You said, so.
Okay.
Well, I'm like, making you question your number 1.
So for your list, for your number 5, I put Come Back Home. I don't know if you like it. I just put it on there though. Yeah, now the face you're making of like, yeah, it's not on there at all. It's too techno-y for you probably. 4, I put Baby I Miss You. 3, I put CL solo version, so the MTBD, which I don't know what stands for. I didn't look it up and it doesn't say. So, but yeah. 2, I put Crush. And for your number 1, I put Scream. Yeah. Right, I told you this was the one where it's like, why did I go more techno-y? I didn't know. It was hard.
I don't know why I picked my list the way that I did.
Okay.
But you're not going to like it.
I mean, sure, go ahead.
So my number 5 is Scream.
Okay, that's fine.
Number 4 is Good to You. Number 3 you got right is CL's Solo.
wasn't expecting that. I took a gander on that, but then you said that, and I was like, okay, maybe it is on her list.
Yeah. And then number 2 is If I Were You. And my number 1 is Come Back Home.
Are you Macy?
I don't know. We've discussed before that
Is this the same girl who kept telling us that the techno songs were not that high on her list?
I don't know. That's the one, like, random one that ended up at the top. I don't understand.
My brain is rattling right now because after everything you've been saying throughout this whole episode, I feel lied to.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not Come Back Home being Macy's number 1. I do actually feel a little betrayed because I was certain that this was not going to be in your top 2, let alone the number 1.
I don't know why.
I was like, this was probably way too techno for her. Let me at least put it on her list because I think it's on her list, but don't put it too high. No.
Right. I think it's like sometimes, we've been over this before. My music taste is all over the place. I'm a little bit weird.
Well, this one's definitely shocking to
There's
me.
like something in the sound that like is a good
Come baby,
sound.
baby, come baby, baby.
Yeah.
That part? Is it that part?
I don't know. I also, let me be clear that this is the first time I've listened to all of these songs, and I didn't listen to them a lot. It was more like a first listen. So it would probably...
I mean, same, but I did listen to them probably more than you did, so I could, like I said, put them on your list. But overall, this is my first time really hearing a majority of them. I have heard Come Back Home before, and I don't think I liked it as much, but I like it more when I went back and re-listened to it. So I'm just surprised it's your number 1.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I can't explain it.
Well then, that's a shocker for me, probably the audience. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and reveal mine.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 5 is Good to You.
'Cause I'm so good to you, yeah. You love her, but her kiss is a lie. 'Cause I'm so good to you, yeah. You kiss her, but your love is a lie. 'Cause I'm so good to you, yeah. You love her, but her kiss is a lie. 'Cause I'm so good to you, yeah.
Did you have Good to You or Gotta Be You?
I put Gotta Be You on your list. Good to You is on my list, though.
Okay, well, it was also on my list, so that's number 5 for me. Number 4 was Scream.
Okay.
심장이 뛰는 느낌 자신감 넘치게 지금 춤을 추고 있지 날 봐 이 기분이 좋아 I wanna be jumping Hey DJ 지루한 노래 끄고 자 pump it
I think, did you get through? Where did you put Come Back Home?
I put it as your number 4.
Oh, it's not my number 3.
Okay.
이곳에 유일하게 남은 거라고 너의 그림자 외로움보다 그리움이
Yeah, if I should have switched Scream and Come Back Home, and I would have gotten those right.
Yeah. Number 2 is Crush.
조금 더 아쉽지 않지만 걸 바라지는 마. 난 아무도 못 말리는 사람. They love me cause I'm hard. They love me cause I'm cold. They love me cause I'm real. They love me cause I kill. They love me cause I'm hard. They love me cause I'm cold. They love me cause I'm real. They love me cause I got 21 big brothers. To me you ain't big brother. 난 예쁜 입술로 거침없이 말해. Shit. 날 건드리면
And yes, you did get number 1 right. That's why I was like, my bias is showing. And like, when I saw it on the list, I was like, you know, CL is my favorite, but maybe the song won't be on my list at all. And then I heard it in the first 10 seconds, I was like, oh shit. I can't help it. I can't help it.
눈은 찾은가 저 위로 올라가 자신을 내려봐 원화 스모 감성 매일 Comma is looking for you. What you gon' do when they come for you? Comma is gonna find you. What you gon' do, huh? Member. Yeah. Member. Yeah. Feel the bass go. Boom, 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 boom. Member. Boom, boom. Feel the bass go. Boom, boom.
And I immediately hit that download button and then press play again. And I was like, this is probably going to be my new like repeat song for like the next couple months.
Well, I'm glad
yes.
that I went with the CL instincts then.
Yes.
And
So
I just like the song in general. even
It's a
if it
good
wasn't
song.
her.
So I don't know what MTBD stands for. But yeah, that's my number 1. Bias is showing.
Cool. Well, speaking of biases.
Yes, speaking of biases, let's get into her.
Only
Specifically.
CL from now on.
But I liked learning about the other women as well. So, and like I said, I'm glad all 4 of them looks like they're doing better. They're thriving in each of the careers they're pursuing, which is still in entertainment. So, yeah, I wish the best for all of them.
Yeah. Despite this not being my taste in music, I do think they're all talented. I can put my taste aside and appreciate what it is.
Yes.
So
It was nice throwing it back a little bit and listening to the music that was.
it definitely took me back to middle school, that's for sure.
It definitely took me back to middle school, and I was like, oh my God. Is that a time I want to be remembering? Not really, but
No. The music
Not at
was
all.
good, but not the surrounding.
yes. Okay, back to CL. So CL music facts. So her fandom name is GBZ, and I have no idea what that stands for, but that's what her fans are called. I don't even know how you pronounce it. GBZ. That's all I'm going to say. Someone can come and correct me or tell me what it actually stands for. So after the whole Park Bom scandal that we talked about earlier, this is when CL started focusing more on her solo music because at that point, the group's activities was kind of like up in the air. I really don't know because it was hard to find research if they did anything else after. Because like I said, that album last came out in like 2014. And then I think the scandal happened and then everything else. So... But before all that, like I said, her first solo song was The Baddest Female. That was released in 2013. And I have heard this song real quick. Love CL. That music video is so problematic. I was uncomfortable watching it the first time. I'm still uncomfortable watching it now. It's just... I still love you, CL. But that music video... The clothing, the gang signs, the fake gut. Yeah, no. Okay. The song, I still like the song though. Kind of. It's actually not my favorite CL song. I did used to listen to it a lot when I first heard it, but compared to other songs, especially now, but like her other solos, it's not my favorite. But she also went to release songs like a feature with her, Diplo, Riff Raff, really weird combination. And some guy named OG Mako called Dr. Pepper in 2015. I do have that song on my phone. I actually do like that song. I really like it for her part, and then I kind of just start drowning out the rest. But it's not bad. And of course, her most popular one, Hello Bitches. I mean, if you know CL, you know that song.
We've used that. I think we used that song in our Welcome Back episode.
We did. And I regret nothing. That's my song. To this
It's very
day.
well. Mhm.
Yes. And another song that she produced, or not produced, that she did called Lifted in 2016. So kind of like, I kind of consider this like the first signs of CL making a comeback from like the disbandment of 2016 to probably like 2018 is when she performed at the closing ceremony at the Winter Olympics that happened in Seoul, or not in Seoul, in Korea at the, I cannot pronounce this stadium, the Pyeongchang Olympic Stadium. So sorry if I butchered that. That happened back in 2018. And also in that same year is when I was kind of getting into K-pop, and I knew CL a little bit, but this is when I was excited for her, is when she featured on a song with the Black Eyed Peas when they kind of came back. So like without Fergie. So it's just the three guys, called Dopeness. I really like that song also. And the music video is pretty cool. It's kind of like them three and CL, and they're like kind of doing like this black and white money heist thing. It's pretty cute. If you haven't heard that song or watched the video, I would suggest that. So then a year later, like I said, CL finally was free. And yes, I say free from YG, and left in 2019. So I don't know with her leaving, like how the contract renewal back in 2016 was. So I don't know if she had to like maybe pay any money to like break her contract or something like that, or if it like came to a mutual agreement to like release her, since they weren't releasing any music. And I know like with American companies, there's like in some contracts they have like, oh, the company is supposed to put out, and I also learned this in my entertainment law class when I was going to school, like there are certain contracts in music where it's like, oh, the artist agrees to put out this many albums or this many tracks with this label, and if the company cannot like produce this, they're able to get out of the contract without too many legal like disputes or anything like that, or paying money. But I don't know how that works over at Korea. Long story short, like I said, she was free. She was out of the basement.
Right.
And then that same year, she later released an EP called Name of Love in December, which are songs that, I don't know if you know this, Macy, but they're all songs that she wrote when she was at YG that were never released. So if you look, I don't know if you ever heard of them. So if you look at the titles, it's like a title track, and then there's a bunch of numbers. So that's, the numbers are supposed to represent the date. I don't know if she either when she wrote them or when she finished them. And I did write an example. So like the first song on there is called Done 16/12/01. So like she finished the song in December 1st of 2016. And all the other songs are listed like that. So they have different dates. Like I think the one where it's titled I Quit was like she wrote in like 2018. That's probably when she was fed up and done and ready to leave.
Right.
Yes. So she released that at the end of the year of 2019. So in 2020 is when she started releasing pre-singles for her upcoming album. So the first songs that she released was 5 Stars and Hua. Originally, this album was actually supposed to come out November 2020. But she pushed it back to make improvements, since this was her first time releasing like work as an independent artist and not like having a label back her up. So I think in some of the articles I was reading, she said like she wanted to do a lot of improvements, and she felt like there was still a lot of things she needed to learn before she was ready to put it out, which I understand. I also remember when we started this podcast about this news happening, because I think I did a PSA where I was like, I talked about being excited for CL's album, and then I talked about, you know, we'll wait for you. We're ready whenever you are.
Right.
So I do remember that. I just don't remember what episode that was. I do know I talked about it in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I think it was worth the wait.
I think it was worth the wait as well. I guess I'll put another trigger warning here as well, for someone dying. So like at the beginning of this year, CL released a single called Wish You Were Here. And this is actually dedicated to her mom that we learned passed away at the beginning of this year. So that was very sad. Don't know of what. And not like that really matters. But like I think that also delayed the album coming out to later this year because obviously she was dealing with that.
Right.
So just wanted to take a quick moment of silence. I'm never good when it comes to like stuff like that, but I just know that was very sad. So, and then like the little picture for the song is like an old picture of her mom and her when she was a kid. So I haven't heard the song yet, but I know if I do, I'd cry. So that's probably why I haven't heard it yet. So of August of this year, she went to pre-release 2 more songs that would end up being on her album that we're going to talk about soon. So the first one was Spicy, and then the second one was released in September, which is Love or Like Me. And the whole album as a whole came out on October 20th of this year, 2021. And real quick, in a magazine that I found called W Magazine Interview, CL says the message of alpha can be found in the hook for Spicy, with the voice drone repeating the words energy, power, and chemistry. Alpha is about choosing you, your life, and love over fear, as well as empowering the Asian community, specifically Asian women, especially coming from like a historical and cultural background where Asian women, you know, are not expected to speak up or like voice their needs and opinions, which I thought was very touching to me. And another reason why I look up to CL, because she's very like forward and wanting to be a role model for women that look like her. So I think that's also good. Because that's another thing too. Because like, not to talk about body image, but like CL is like on the good side. Because like in America, this is very loved. Like on the thicker side than like, you know, when you see normal like, or not like other K-pop idols, especially the women, and they're like very skinny. And I know there's like a whole like image and weight thing in East Asia, especially if you're on the bigger side. So that's another thing that I really like CL, because like I feel like she puts, when I say people that look like her, like especially like Asian women that are on the thicker side, like giving them confidence and like hope and things like that. So
breaking traditional beauty standards
and breaking the boundaries and letting the women know that they can speak up for themselves and be themselves. So yes, we love women that empower other women. But yeah. So that's all I had for that before we get into the album. This album was very hard for me to choose a song. Yeah. I love it. I replay this like how I said when we did the BTS game, like tier, I can't pick a song. It's just like that. So, like, I had a very hard time.
I had a really hard time choosing for myself because I genuinely like most of the songs, and choosing for you, too, because I'm like, I think she would like all of these. How am I supposed to pick? So
it was so hard.
I honestly, I picked some, but, like, I don't feel confident about it, only because I feel like if you could put all of these songs on your list, you would. So, like, I've not included some, but that doesn't mean that I didn't think you like it. I just was like, I have to pick some.
Same for you, because I had no idea. I didn't know how you felt about this album. So, I mean, go ahead and express how you felt about this album real quick before we start. I'm curious.
I genuinely like every song, which is saying something. I do have some that I like more than others, but I genuinely like all of them. I think it's a really good album. I think it shows her duality because she sings and raps, and I love her attitude and just the way her cadence of how she raps and how she sings. I just think she's really talented, and this is a perfect album to be her first like album on her own, which is incredible that she did it by herself.
Right. And can't wait to hear more. And I know she's been promoting the hell out of this. Like when Hwa came out, I think she performed it on, was it The Late Show or was it on Jimmy Fallon? It was one of those late late shows. I know recently she was on the Kelly Clarkson show and she performed Lover Like Me. I didn't watch the performance. I just know she was on there. A couple other things. I did watch that interview she did of Hot Ones where they eat like wings and they interviewed her. That one was pretty cute. I was like, so if you want to see that, I would suggest that as well. But yeah, there's not really much more I could say about CL except what I said earlier. And then if she ever comes like somehow miraculously in a town near me that I can go see her in concert, like I'm finding a way to go.
Right. I would see her.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. I also forgot to mention at the beginning of this year that she featured on Epic High's song Rosario with them, her and Zico. I meant to put that on here and I completely forgot because I like that song as well. And I really like Epic High. Debating if we should do them or not. We might. We'll see. We'll discuss.
Right.
Now for this one, are we still sticking with the point system for when we do like top 5 on each album? Or do you want to do the point system for top 5? Like if we, or it's top 10?
I think we should just stick with what we're doing.
Just stick with what we're doing. Okay. I didn't know if you want to try to change it up a little or not.
No, because I don't feel confident about it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it. So like I said, we're about to play the game for CL's album called Alpha. The pre-releases were 5-star, Hwa, Spicy, and Lover Like Me. However, when the album dropped, I won't say title track, but I know she put out a music video for Taya Cherry, which I think was technically like the lead song for this album. So I'll just say that. It's just very hard for me. I've already said that, but I think I pick the songs I listen to more than the others, and that's like 1% really more than the others. Okay. I'm sure you're fine, Macy. It's fine.
Okay.
So go ahead and let me know what you think mine are.
I put your number 5 as Taya Cherry. Number 4 as Lover Like Me. Number 3 as Chuck. Number 2 as Hwa. And I put number 1 as My Way. I don't know if that's right. I'm kind of regretting not putting Spicy on your list now. It's your number 1, isn't it?
It's not, okay. Actually. It's on my list, but it's not my number 1.
Yeah, no, I was like, I don't know which one to pick. They're all good. Like, well, how am I supposed to win at this?
It's okay, Macy. It's okay. I don't think I'm any better for your list, so it's fine. I don't think either of us got it.
I'm curious to see if we're similar or not in what we like.
I didn't put a similar from this.
But we could be. You never know.
We'll see. So for your number 5, I put Let It. 4, I put Siren. 3, I put Psy, which is the one that's spelled Xai. 2, I put Taya Cherry. And 1 for you, I put Lover Like Me. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you won this.
Oh, really?
Well,
go ahead. Tell me what I'm curious now. Tell me what yours are.
You didn't get my 4 and 5 right. 5 is My Way.
Welcome to my party, Peter Optimati. 지금까지 내가 지켜온 내 자리. Drip dropping 흘러내린 머리카락. 나쁜 기집애들 태도가 어떡하리. Get me lit, you can't stop me now. Got me lit, 벌써 던져 걸친 down. I got him lit, 열에 터져 body bound. It's going up, it's going down. I'ma do my way. 내가 걸어온 대로.
You know what? And I had it on there, and I took it off. Damn it.
Yeah. And then 4 is Paradise.
Just another day in paradise. 친구들과 lot of ice. 지금 이 느낌 paradise. 나 있는 곳이 paradise. 그저 또 하루의 paradise. 매일매일 나는 paradise. 친구들과 lot of ice. 지금 이 순간이 paradise. My God, that's a paradise. 너 나 그리고 paradise. Just another day in paradise.
That one on my list.
You know what? I didn't even consider that to be on your
and
list.
I just like to say, if it's a K-pop song and you name it Paradise, I'm gonna like it.
Listen, because
Paradise, God7 Paradise, Eric Nam Paradise. Like, what is it with that name?
NCT. I think NCT has a song called Paradise I really like.
Just name it Paradise. It's gonna be a hit.
It's gonna be a banger. Any song named Paradise in K-pop is just like an instant hit. Wow, okay. I didn't even consider putting Paradise on there, but you're right. Okay, go ahead.
And then number 3 is the Zai. Is that how you say it? I wasn't sure how to say it.
That's how she pronounced it to me.
Number 2 is Taya Cherry.
There's only one MP. I can tie a cherry. Look, I gotta go. 정보만을 carry. Supervision 눈을 떠. 닿지 못할 곳에 높게 쏘는 rocket shots on the target. Cherry, spitting fireball, but ain't ordinary. 모든 게 돌아간다. 닿지 못할 곳에 쏘는 rocket shots on the target. Watch me, tie a cherry.
Okay.
And number 1 is Lover Like Me.
I just gotta let you know, if you're gonna let me go, you will never ever find another lover like me. No lover like me. Lover like you will never ever find another.
Look
See,
at me.
My top 3, which is impressive.
Something in my mind was like, go for Lover Like Me.
Yeah.
And it was right. Thank you, mind.
I was dancing around to it in my room like all day today.
It's a banger, okay? And my number 1 and my number 2, I thought really, really hard to be like, which one's going to be my number 1? But especially lately, I had to put my number 1 for my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go ahead and shock you with mine. So I think you got 3 on here, but none of them are in the right order, I don't think. So my number 5 actually on here is Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet they're 확실한 색깔. Cherries on my back looking spicy, red hot. 쟤는 that's my name, who I am, I can't lie. 쟤는 그저 척할 땐 안아주 맨날. Trending a trend, 그냥 I'll be the wait boy. 척하면 다 알아, that's that lie. 잡들이 판을 치냐, that ain't fine. La 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 la, 거짓말 thing, yeah. 그냥 척, 그냥 척. 척하면 다 알아, that's that lie. 잡들이 판을 치냐, that ain't fine. La 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 la, 거짓말 thing, yeah. 척하면 척.
Number 4 is Spicy.
Made in Korea, 전 세계로 hard carry. 강도, berry, motto, 재미 내게 중요한 건 energy, power, chemistry. She got the sauce and it's spicy. You're looking at the most fly Asians. You got the sauce and it's spicy. You rocking with the most fly Asians. She got the sauce and it's spicy. You're looking at the most fly Asians. You got the sauce and it's spicy. You rocking with the most fly Asians. Where we from, them Koreans getting up.
When that song came out, I was like, there's just something about this. Like, it's such a simple beat, but like the way she just raps on it, oh, it's so good. And the performance video for that is so good as well. Oh, God, I love her. Number 3 is Paradise for me.
Feel like my 98. Flew in, get emotion. Moving when she's on a child. And classy, what crazy beside. Only one thing on my mind. Coconut water lime. Yeah, I'm just chillin'. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. I'm on my own island. Just me and nobody. Just another day in paradise. 친구들 got a lot of eyes. 지금 이 느낌 paradise. 나 있는 곳이 paradise.
Because that's why I was like, when you're like, any song named Paradise is a banger, I'm like, yes, because this song, for some reason, I feel like if it was like me, you, and a couple other people, we'd be like jamming out if we were rich enough to be like on a yacht and like just cups in the air. That's how I picture when I listen to the song. Right. Barely was. Okay, so 2 and 1 was very hard, but I had to put my number 2 as Lover Like Me.
Back on a low, low. Baby, let me me tell you it's a no-no. I think that you should go home. Caught you out there, honey, you're so funny. You come back running, running. Yeah, you miss my love and you miss my money. I'll tell you something. I just gotta let you know, if you're gonna let me go, you will never ever find another lover like me. No lover like me.
I also dance around like crazy when the song comes on. And my number one, which is like the song I've been like listening on repeat and obsessed with and sing like every single morning. I might also have like all the lyrics, including the Korean down sometime soon. And I thought I would have gave it away because I actually texted Brianna this in the group chat we have, that I was trying to learn the choreography for the song. My number one is Taya Cherry.
Tight cherry, double dog damn cloud nine said on chunk jump, ain't nobody gon' stop me. Yeah, good luck in that D. My spotlight at fun hand on jack, I need a RG. Pachana yogi no P. I've been flying with these unlimited seats. I hit that pose, they know that's me. Ones and nos and ones and know my money grow. I plant that tree. I keep my goals in mind, can't wake my chaji na ye umjiki. Let me show you how to be the queen. I can tie a cherry. Look, I gotta go. Talk with my
Yeah, you had my number one as number 5, which I was very shocked as soon as you said that. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, no, I don't remember you saying that in the group chat. I may have missed that.
Maybe I texted her separately, but I remember when it first came out, we were like fangirling over it. And then I said when the dance practice came out, I was like, I'm learning this dance.
Right? You probably did, because every once in a while I have moments where I look at our group chat and there's like 38 messages, and I'm like,
that's probably why you always ignore it.
and I scroll through, but then I'm not processing what you guys are actually saying.
But yeah, like lately I've been listening to that song like every morning. I'm like obsessed with that song.
It's really, I had trouble deciding between Lover Like Me and Taya Cherry. So we had the same like 1 and 2, and I was fighting with it. Like, not the same 1 and 2, but the...
Pretty much. We had the same 2 songs.
We had the same top 2 songs.
Yes.
And I was really fighting, so I almost switched them, so we could have had the same.
We could have. Mm-hmm. It would have been a first, right? Or no?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but yes. And then shout out to the whole album, because like I said, because like I really wanted to put Zion here.
I love
like,
that one.
It's so good. I couldn't find room. And My Way. I had to fight to put My Way on here, but it just didn't make it. It didn't make it because it was either going to be 5 for Chuck or My Way, but I noticed I listen to Chuck more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, shall we tally?
We shall. Give me 1 second. You know, I actually did it out of all the games. I didn't do that bad. Why is it the ones that we know nothing about I do better on?
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. Which I usually have terrible luck. Macy, this might be our longest game in the history of the K-pop game so far. I guess we're going out, 21's going out with a banger.
Right.
And a long-ass episode.
And we were tired. I'm surprised we've talked as much as we have.
I told you I had a lot of notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, mine are all tallied up.
Me too.
I'm kind of scared.
As long as I did the math right, I think I did.
I think I did as well. I will let you go first.
Okay. I got 260.
Well, folks.
Did you win?
It's been a turn of events. I beat you by 10 points.
Oh my gosh.
I got 270.
Oh, it's about time.
Yes! 21 came through for me. Oh my god, that's a shocker. Where are my flowers? Where's my crown? Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I want to thank CL.
Nobody can see her, but she's doing the queen wave.
Yes, the Princess Disney Magical Kingdom wave.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all. No, I'm really shocked though. I'm not joking.
Good job.
Thank you.
That was very interesting. Like, I really didn't know where to gauge you. I didn't know where to gauge myself. And if this
and
is
I figured that too.
This is definitely one. If you asked me a month from now, it probably would be different. But
I get that, because probably
can't-
same for me.
right, I honestly though, and I'm not trying to be mean, but like I can't really foresee myself putting any of these songs in my rotation except for CL. So
And you know what? That's
unfortunately,
fine.
it's just not
You
my
don't,
taste.
you don't got to be sorry about that. It's just not your taste. But you listened
Yeah.
for me, so I appreciate and thank you for
Yes.
that. Because
I took the time and tried to figure it out, which I was closer than I thought it would be on some of them.
you
I
were.
didn't think I was going to get any of your like top ones.
And you did. How many did you get? You got two
I
at least?
Yeah, I got 2. So I got I Am the Best and I got CL solo.
I
or
only got
Crush.
2 as well. For the first mini album, I got Stay Together, and then
Mhm.
for CL's. And then I had a lot more on the list than I thought. I really did bad with 2NE1, but I wasn't as confident as that one.
Mhm. Well, cool.
Yeah. So you guys know our 21 taste and our CL taste.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, go stream some 21 and definitely go stream some CL and support her album, guys. 'Cause she's
Mhm.
doing this all as a solo artist, and it's very hard for independent artists when they're competing with big companies.
For sure.
So yeah, I just wish them all the best, and they're only going up for here. Like this isn't the end for CL. Like, I know people always talking about like people's age and stuff, but like I just feel like this is just her beginning. She is just getting started, and I'm ready. I'm ready for more.
Yeah, I think the age thing is more like the groups. Like they haven't broken out of they haven't broken out of like the group's name for like longer than they typically do, and I'm saying that in quotation marks because shit's stupid. But
Yeah.
that they have to like quit once they're too old, again quotation marks. But I think that she has
Didn't realize 30 now apparently is like grandma age.
right? But I feel like they're a lot more forgiving with solo artists. I don't know why. They can just keep going. It doesn't matter as much. So
That's true
hopefully-
and really weird. But I also hope that the girls get their wish and like maybe even if it's just one song, do some
Mm-hmm.
type of like reunion song. That'd be pretty cool. I know a lot of people
I can
would
see
love
that
that.
happening.
I'm sure it would sound a lot better also with like updated technology and they've all improved
Yeah,
like so much.
for sure.
But yeah, that was a good game, Macy. You know what I just realized? I won the first game of this year and I won the last game of this year. I did horrible in the middle, but I came through at the end.
I definitely liked this format too of like one of us, like you knowing a little bit more about them. I know you don't know a ton about them, but like you doing more research and then as someone who didn't know anything about them going into it like completely fresh.
Yeah.
So I think that would be fun to do in the future. Like one of us picks a group that only we listen to and then we present it to the other person.
There's definitely groups that you listen to that are modern now that I know it's going to be like that for me. Like Monsta X. I know nothing about Monsta X, to be honest.
I could easily do probably Monsta X, Astro, and Ace. I don't think you listen to any of their stuff.
I mean, I have like maybe 1 or 2 songs, but as far as like full length stuff, I don't listen to.
Yeah, or like facts about them. I'm sure you don't know anything about the people themselves.
Nothing at all.
So, but I think I enjoyed, as like not knowing anything, I enjoyed that, getting to learn about a new group that I probably wouldn't have picked up on otherwise. So
Yeah, and when I did other groups that like we both knew, it was kind of hard because like the information I found wasn't really, I feel like, relevant to me. Like it would just be like their birthdays, their names, maybe sometimes their blood type, and then like it'd be like, oh, they have a dog named so and so, they're friends with so and so. I'm like, I mean, this isn't really to me, it's not that, it's just mostly random. Like, I kind of want to know, like, how they got into the music, how they got into the company. So, like, surprisingly, I was able to find that with 21 easier than I have with the other groups. I mean, we didn't do this for BTS. We just went straight into the music. But
yeah, we didn't, because, like, what can we tell you that you don't already know, I guess? But I guess there are people out there that don't know anything about BTS.
exactly. Like, there's been people that just joined the fandom like after like Butter or Dynamite and Permission to Dance. So like we could have, but like I wasn't thinking about it at the time and I didn't know we were going to continue this game. So I thought we were just going to play with them and be like a one and done.
It's the most consistent thing we've done
On this show?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, this is the last one for this year, but look out for more.
Yeah.
So that was a good game.
I'm
Me
looking
too,
forward to
Macy.
it. I think as a little spoiler, I think our plan is to do Monster X next. So
I think so.
We'll be swapping roles, and I will be presenting, and you will
Yes.
get to explore a new group.
However,
I plan on converting you.
okay. Before Juhan already has my eyes, so I ain't gonna lie. But before we do that, do you, like, at the beginning of the year, do you want to try to do a recap and like where are they now? For the groups we did do, and like new music that came out that we didn't do that, came out past the game.
Definitely the new music part of it.
Especially for GOT7. I think we really need to do that for GOT7. So I feel like we should do that for all of them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So we'll plan for that, and then we'll start doing groups again. We'll plan for Monster X. Still tentative, but that's our plans for now.
But that's, Anyway, any closing thoughts on CL and 21?
YG did them dirty. I'm glad that they're all doing better now. And I hope for the best for all four of them. Go stream some Alpha. Even go stream some old 21 music. And go stream I Am the Best. Because like I keep saying, iconic. Probably my favorite 21 song of all time. Come on. Just saying, it just puts me in a good mood.
Right.
Music video's a little out there, but hey. And I'm curious because I didn't watch any of the music. Yeah, I didn't watch any of the. Well, no, it came out 2011, 2010s.
Okay, well, still.
I guess. Yes.
That was 10 years ago.
Oh my God, it was. Wow. Time has no concept. Girl, let's not get into it.
Time is an illusion.
Yo, I will talk about this more when me, Brianna, and Precious finally do the episode for the BTS concert in LA. But my whole trip there, I kept thinking to myself, I'm getting too old for this. My body hurts so badly, and I was like, oh my God.
That's really
it was
funny.
so bad. It was so bad. Me and Precious were keep thinking that. And I'm like, she's a year younger than me. So if she's thinking that at 24 or no, at 23, I'm 24. God, why am I already aging myself?
Girl, hey, less than what? 3
Oh my
weeks?
God, yes, Macy, you're going to be 25 soon.
Ew.
A quarter of such. I forgot. My little Capricorn baby, January. You're getting
Gross.
so old. We're gonna be 25. I can't wrap my brain around it.
Hurts, Simone. What are we gonna do? I'm tired all the time, and everything hurts.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this pandemic also hasn't been helping.
Yeah, but I was tired and in pain before.
That's true. I don't know what to tell you, Macy. Any closing thoughts for you?
I pretty much feel the same. I think that I found.
How did
a
you
new
feel
group
about
that-
learning about them, even though this isn't your type of music, but still?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I think that if it was a little bit different production, and I do like the slower songs only because you can really hear their vocals.
Right.
And if I know I picked a couple of the techno songs, but I think it's just nostalgic.
I'm still
based.
shocked that Come Back Home is your number one. I promise you. Out of all the techno songs, I did not think that would have been in your top 3.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there, and I'm not gonna explain it because it's probably
That's
gonna
fine.
change.
That's
But
fine.
I think if I picked a techno song, it was purely for it reminded me of something, or it was a certain beat that did tickle my ear the right way.
Right.
But I was gonna say this earlier. One of them, I don't know if you picked up on this, and I don't know which one it is, which is gonna be bad, but one of their voices in one of the songs sounds a lot like Rose's voice. Do you not get that comparison at all?
I wasn't thinking that, but since
I'll
I
have to
said,
send
the
you
shadiness.
song that I noticed it in,
Okay.
because one of them, when they're singing, and I don't know who it is because I can't really differentiate their voices. I don't know which voice goes with which.
The only one I know is CL, obviously, so I don't know who else.
Yeah, I don't think it's her.
I don't think so.
I think so, no. But one of them, in one of the songs, I'm like, that sounds like Rosé, or Rosie, or whatever you want to call her.
Whatever you
I'll
call her at
I'll
this
have to send
point.
it to you, and you can update next time if you think that I am at all onto something.
I mean, like I said, the shadiness of YG, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Not that I actually think it's her. It's just
No,
the way that she sings.
I know. I'm saying as in the rumors of like Blackpink replaced 21 is what I'm talking
They
about. I wouldn't
definitely
be
have a similar
surprised.
sound. Like I was like, why does that sound like Rose?
Yeah,
So
I
I'll
get
have to send it
that.
to you, and you can get back to me on that. But if anyone else thinks that way, you can tell me. But other than that, I think they're very good vocalists, and they just, if they had debuted in another time, I probably really would have liked them. Probably more than Blackpink even. So, but that's pretty much it. And I love CL. I have for a while. So she was one of the first female soloists that I was like, oh, I'm going to check out more of her stuff.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this there. Can you please do the closing? Because I've been doing way too much talking. My throat
Sure.
doesn't hurt, but like
If
I'm
I can
tired.
remember.
Can you not get access to the Google?
I can, but I don't want to.
Okay, just shout out the social media.
Yeah, I will.
Do you want me to do it?
I can do it. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you have any topics or shows or anything that you want us to listen to, you can email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com.
Or music and group
be sure-
suggestions, since we're doing music right now, not
Yes.
shows.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, anything. I mean, if you have anything
No.
you want us to talk about, feel free to email us. Jeez, Simone. You're being picky.
You want me to email my own email from my own podcast? Or are you talking to the audience? What are you? I'm tired. I don't
What are you
know.
talking about?
It's late.
Okay.
This is the
Anywho.
delirious part.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you were directly talking to me.
Why would I be talking to you?
I mean, you are talking to me.
I am, but we're doing the outro. This is a bad outro. What is happening? Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram. I was thinking pod. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye, guys. I'm sorry.
Bye.
I go by the name of CL of 21. It's been a long time coming, but we're here now. And we about to set the roof on fire, baby. Uh-oh. You better get yours, cause I'm getting